All right, welcome to video 1.3, your initial investment, funding your account, and how much money you should be trading with. So in this video, we're gonna be going over how much money do you actually have in your account and how big are the positions that you're taking. So when I say positions, I just mean buying stocks, how much money you're using to buy stocks, and how much capital is required to buy those stocks, how you're gauging the number of dollars you're putting into each trade. So it's gonna come down to three things, and each of them is gonna have their own bit of influence on the amount of buying power that you're using. Number one is your experience level. How much experience do you have trading, right? Obviously, the more experience you have, the more you're able to actually put into the trade, because the more you're gonna know what you're doing, because the more comfortable you're gonna feel in that position, and inevitably the fewer emotions are gonna go into that trade. Number two is your goals, right? So if you are someone that your only goal is to preserve your capital and try and build it as slowly as possible, you're not gonna be putting your entire buying power into every single trade. You're going to be trading with a much smaller amount of money. And then the last one is your risk tolerance. Obviously the more risk you wanna assume, the more reward you can assume and the bigger positions you can assume. But the less risk that you wanna assume, you are obviously going to be taking smaller positions, right? So experience level, goals, risk tolerance. So I tell people, if you have absolutely no idea where to start or no experience in the stock market, I would start by putting $100 into your trading account. This is going to do a couple things. One, it's going to really prohibit the amount that you can lose. So if you add $100 into your account, the maximum amount of money that you can lose is $100, right? So anything more than that as a beginner trader is, I would say, foolish, because you don't want to be assuming unnecessary risk at a time when you don't really know what you're doing. So completely new, put $100 into your account. And then your goals during that $100 is going to be two things. One, to gain proof of concept, right? So we're teaching you strategies in this course, throughout this course, that you don't know if they work yet. You have to make sure that they work for you. So your goal is going to be to practice the strategies that you're learning in this course. In module 2, we're going to go over technical analysis. Just like I said in the intro video, it's going to make the most sense if you take those technical analysis lessons and apply them with your $100 account if you have absolutely no experience. Obviously, it's going to be much tougher for you to build capital with $100, but that's not how trading works. And we're going to go over that in the mindset video that follows. But your first goal as a new trader is to take in the strategies, make sure that they work for you, make sure that you're able to do it, so that when you build confidence, you can apply that to a much larger account and then start leveraging your money to make even more money. Your goal throughout this $100 account phase, the step one in terms of buying power, is to focus on percentage gain, right? And so in the goal section, we're going to be going over what your target percentage is, and that's gonna be different for everyone, but you're gonna take your target percentage and apply it to the $100 and say it's 1%. You're gonna try and make $1 every day, right? So obviously you won't hit it every day, but it's something good to shoot for. And on a $100 account, you can really focus on the technicals behind trading, because you're not gonna get scared out of a position that you're risking too much money. So in trading, there's two sides to trading. One is the technical analysis, knowing what to do, and then side two is emotions, actually doing it, executing the strategy that you planned out. And so it makes sense to tackle those two beasts in stages. You don't want to try and tackle them both. You don't want to try and learn while under pressure. You want to learn on a $100 account and then start scaling up and getting used to the pressure gradually. Which brings me to the next stage is $1,000 to $10,000 is going to be level 2 of your buying power as you scale up. And so in this case, it's still not the phase where you're going to be making massive amounts of money. So if your goal is still 1%, 1% on $10,000 account is $100, right? That's significant, but obviously $100 a day isn't probably enough to live on. You're still going to be testing strategies, making sure they work from the $100 level up to the $1,000 to $10,000 level. This is stage 2, and it's where you're gonna start to engage your emotions. So anytime you're risking money, you're going to feel fear and anxiety and some level of emotion, and that's just natural. You're gonna need to use the second stage to combat those emotions. So just like we said, step 1 is learning what to do. Step 2 is actually doing it. And then step 3 is making money doing it. Okay, so you do have to approach it in that order. It doesn't make sense to just jump to stage 2 if you have no experience with any strategy yet. And it doesn't make sense to jump to stage 3 if you haven't tackled your emotions yet. Right? So just like anything, it's a process. You need to build the foundation. You can't just jump up. We're gonna go over this a bunch more in the mindset video that follows. But for now, guys, stages. Stage one, $100. Stage two, $1,000 to $10,000. And then stage three, once you are able to tackle those emotions, you can start scaling up to $25,000 to $100,000 plus dollars. Stage three is very variable. It really depends on how much money you're actually comfortable trading with. But just so expectations are realistic, it's not something that you want to be doing off the bat. So this video, I think, is pretty straightforward for a lot of you guys, but it's gonna be a big saver for some people who think they are gonna start with 10 grand. Really take it step by step. Step one, step two, step three. Each step has its own unique goals, and each step is accomplishing something building on the step before it. And obviously, as you scale from step to step, your risk tolerance is gonna become higher, therefore your reward is gonna be higher as well. So in each successive step, you can make or lose more money. Just as simple as that. All right. So in this video, you learned how to gauge the amount of money that you should be trading with based on three things: your experience level, your goals, and your risk tolerance, how to scale from stage one to stage three, and what you should be expecting in each of those stages. In the next video, we're going to be going over the mindset. It's going to be a pretty similar video. We're going to be going over the stages of, what it takes to actually become a successful trader.